Thank you and welcome back to this session. So as I was saying earlier on, I'm really grateful to everybody who's been in my life so far, helping me continue in my quest to educate people about organ donation. As you all might know, it is my kidneyversary this month of March. So we are 3 years today, I and my kidney. So we are live today, and you will all be able to access everything currently on the website and see how we can help you to actually access government systems. It took us quite a while to actually build the website. Sadly, the website developer couldn't be here today, but I'm hoping that our real launch is going to be something that everybody would come and listen to him to tell you how he worked with me to build the website. It was a really stressful period for both of us because it was back and forth between us. So as I said earlier on, unfortunately, the other trustee of Wish BME Network cannot be here today, Faith Mafeka, who has been beside me from the beginning. Faith was with me from when I started dialysis in the training unit, and she was my nurse. And when I got when I came home to start my dialysis at home to do the home hemodialysis, she was one of the nurses who came to help me to settle down. And when she heard that I was going to start a small charity to help other Black kidney disease and transplant patients in our community, she decided to come on to support me, to be a trustee, to help me build this charity into something that the community can be proud about. So thank you to Faith. Unfortunately, she's lost somebody today, and she's unable to be on this in this session. So going forward, today is international. It was International Women's Day last week, and people were wishing each other well, and some were agitating for change, asking women to choose to challenge. And my initial reaction was, how do we choose to challenge? How many women have that voice around the world? We have started seeing women who are challenging other women to be better, to do better, supporting them to stand up for themselves, improve themselves, and contribute to society. There are some who choose to pull down their fellow women out of envy or just plain wickedness. I choose to challenge you today to search your conscience in your quiet moments and ask yourself, if pulling down your fellow woman does help you feel powerful. If you could be honest with yourself, you'll find that it's not worth the trouble. So today, I'm challenging you to start thinking positively. As women, a lot is expected of us. We should strive each day to meet our own expectations and not that of the world. We fight for our families, for our children, for those we love. There are 3 women who I know who have impacted on me during this lockdown. There is Maddie Ward, time, and she has taken it on herself to actually inspire other women on dialysis, not just women, but men, mothers, fathers, children, to tell them that this disease does not define you. This disease cannot control your life. You can move on. You can do things. And she's gone on. This woman is a strong woman. And sometimes when I feel down, when I feel as if I can't continue, I think about Maddie. And I ask myself, what would Maddie do in this situation? Would she lie down and cry, or would she just pick herself up and go? It doesn't mean that because she is always out there talking about, the struggles we go through. It doesn't mean she doesn't have hers. We all do. People look at me and they go, oh, Hillary, you're so strong. But that is not the case. I might be strong on the outside, but when I get inside the house, it is just, I'm exhausted. I want to sleep. I'm in bed. And my family have been so strong. They've been so supportive to me. They have helped me to actually manage this condition I have. I have gone back to school. I have done things. And you as well can do it. Kidney disease does not define you, or whatever disease you have does not define you. You can sit up and say, I am not going to allow this happen, and I'm going to get up and move on. When you get into your house, take your makeup off and you cry, because people inside your house know you. They will support you. There's also one person very special to me. My girlfriend from high school. We all went to St. Maria Goretti in Nigeria. And when she heard that I needed a kidney, she came forward and said, Prof, that's what my friends call me. Prof, what can I do? How can I help you? I can't sit and watch you cry. At this time, I was on dialysis. Onyebuchi Odiaka came forward to test to see if she was a match for me. Unfortunately, she wasn't a match. But she went away and thought about it, came back and said, what other thing can I do? Is there any other way I can donate to you? And I told her about living donation. And she said, I'm going to go for that. That is one strong woman. That is one person that, I cannot even think how side I'm going to be talking to people about her. She doesn't want to be out there because she feels that what she did is, a natural thing. But not everybody will step forward and say, I want to donate. Because as you all know, in our community, we do not donate. So we have to start thinking how we can help each other. Just like Onyebuchi did. She stepped forward and she agreed to help me. And even with her, deciding to go into the pet pool, still, it was very hard because of other issues I had. I had a 95% of antibodies. So there was no way they could find somebody to match with me. But that was God's plan, I think. I will talk about this later. Two other amazing people willing to put themselves forward to help others, no matter the odds, are Anaya's mom. Anaya's mom is, a woman I met during, when I started my campaign for organ donation. Her daughter was the kidney disease patient who needed a kidney and had a very, very short time. Anaya's mom started a campaign online and she fought for her child's life. And, God answered her and her daughter received an organ from another lady who read about her after a lot of people from the Asian community came forward to test, but none of them was a match. But Anaya's luck was, it was shining that day. And this lady came forward to say, I am going to donate. She was a radiographer on the NHS. And she came forward, she tested, she was a match. And today, Anaya is doing really well. Another person is Talia's mom. This is a sad story. Talia's mom fought so hard for her daughter to get a transplant, a heart transplant. I and others followed Talia's journey through Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And this little child was full of life. She wanted to live. She made everybody smile. She was a rainbow. She sang, she danced, she, just did little dramas, everything you can think of. But unfortunately, She lost the battle and she died. Talia's mom is devastated today. And I ask everybody, if you're watching now, please pray for the repose of her soul. She's gone, but she's alive in our hearts. The third person I want to talk about today is Oscar's mom, Abby. Oscar is a little boy who is currently suffering in the hospital right now because his little heart is struggling to work. And he's been in and out of hospital. Abby is not giving up hope. And she's asked people today on Facebook. She's a part of our community. It doesn't matter whether you got a kidney or heart transplant or any of that. But as long as you have a transplant, you are a member of the transplant community. So I'm asking everybody today, please put little Oscar in your prayers. All the prayer warriors who are watching right now, I'm asking you to also put little Oscar in your prayer. Pray fervently as I am praying, as Abby is praying. Her family are also praying for little Oscar to be saved, for the doctors to be able to help him and keep his little heart beating. And also let us pray for a donor. We're not praying for people to die. We're not praying for anyone to die. But if it does happen, that those families would think about others who are waiting on the transplant list, who are hoping for somebody to come forward to donate, to agree to organ donation, so that they might have a second chance at life. I also remember my donor's mom today. She lost a child, but in her pain and grief, she had the presence of mind to think about other people who are in pain, who are hoping that somebody would agree to organ donation. And that's the reason I'm here today. That's the reason that I'm speaking to you today. She lost a child so that I might live. I and others might have a second chance. I want to thank her today for that decision she made 3 years ago. And last but not the least is my mom. The woman I am today is because of my mom. My mom is somebody I adore, I look up to, and she is my role model. She is one woman who would give the clothes on her back to somebody in need. I joke about it, but that is something that not everybody would do. She doesn't live in the UK where it's something that people would do without thinking about it. She lives in Nigeria. My mom will stand on the balcony of our house, and she will see people walking on the street, and they greet her, and she'll say, "Come, have you eaten today?" My mom will take them in and feed them. She's trained children in school, children who are not hers. And I think that is where I got my compassion for my fellow human being, because she doesn't stop. She wouldn't stop, and I would do anything for her. I will mention other women as I go along. These other women have fought for their children's lives and also kept the memory of their loved ones alive. There are those women I want to remember today. Those women, those mothers who do not think about their own pain and make decisions to benefit others. mothers who agree to donation, even if they have just lost a loved one. I want to remember today, especially, every member of my donor family who in their pain agreed to organ donation so that I and other people could have a second chance at life. I say thank you. Thank you to all of you. We cannot thank you enough for your sacrifice of love. On this World Kidney Month, I want to reach out to all the moms in the UK, especially in the Black community. I want to ask you to start the conversation of donation with your families, friends, neighbors. You are all influencers in your community, and you have a lot to contribute to the campaign to get people talking about and considering becoming donors. There are people on the transplant list, as I said before, waiting with hope that they will be called to get their transplants. Let's give them hope. I'm signed up to the register. My family is signed up. They signed up too. Remember that one person can save up to 9 lives by donating organs and improve up to 75 lives by donating tissue. Thank you and welcome back. So as I was saying earlier on, blood donors do a lot to improve the quality of life of others too. I was a recipient of blood at all times when I have been gravely ill in hospital. If people like you were not donating to help others, most of us vulnerable people wouldn't be here today. With COVID came a new demand, blood plasma. And I have had a session with a renowned hematologist, Professor David Roberts, on this platform, talking about why we need plasma donors. You can watch it again either on the session again on our Facebook page, WS&H UK, or it will be restreamed on our YouTube channel soon. For anybody who would like to donate, to know how they can donate blood or blood plasma, you can go to blood.co.uk and register to donate. I'd like to show you this next video. And I hope that when you watch it, you would know where to go when you need to, when you make that decision to become a blood plasma donor.
We urgently need plasma donors now. Coronavirus has been affecting Asian people more than the general population.
I didn't realize that I had COVID-19 until I tried to help my parents with their shopping, and just something as simple as bringing the shopping back into the home made me breathless. Donating convalescent plasma is very safe. They look after you very, very well before, during and after the entire process. It's definitely something that I will want to come back to do again.
We found that Asian plasma donors have higher antibody levels, which are particularly useful to help save lives of those affected by coronavirus.
So I would encourage them to donate wherever possible, definitely try and help out.
By donating convalescent plasma, you could save lives.
Thank you very much for watching that. I hope you can understand the reason why we are actually campaigning for organ donation. So once you sign up, I'm appealing to you not to keep it to yourself, but talk to your family about your decision and what you want them to do if you're not in a position to speak for yourself. This action has helped a lot of families who knew about their loved one's wish and went on to donate their organs to save people's lives. So if you do sign up, talk to your family, clarify your position, and keep them certain. This is a campaign that's ongoing currently by the NHS Blood and Transplant, asking people from the Black and Asian communities to consider being organ donors, and not just that. Start a conversation with their family. It doesn't have to be, anything that is arranged. It could just be you're sitting down watching TV. It could be that you are going for a walk or just generally chilling out. Start the conversation. Let them know. There are quite a few ambassadors. There are quite a few people who have met over the past few months who've said, I didn't know about my father's decision, my loved one's wish. I didn't know what they wanted, but it just made sense to actually donate to help other people. And it brings me to my own journey with kidney disease. When I needed a kidney, I never knew or even thought about kidney disease or organ donation until it hit me suddenly. I did not expect it, but it happened. Most of you know my story. I do not hide it because I want people to know why it is important to be a donor, whether blood or organ donor. I kept my family certain by telling them when I had the chance that they must donate my organs and tissues when I die. It is not a subject, as a community or a family that we discuss. But when you have seen, what happens to people like me when we need a transplant, we become a shadow of ourselves. And it makes no sense that if you can help, that you would not want to come forward and be the savior, the hope bringer of that person who is waiting. Last year, 5 people died every week whilst waiting for a transplant. Is that what we want? Is that how heartless we are, that we cannot think of others? I'm not saying you must donate. If you can donate, there are other things you can do. You can become an ambassador. You can start campaigning for organ donation. You can donate blood. You can donate blood plasma. COVID has hit us really hard. And the NHS Blood and Transplant is looking for donors from the Black, especially from the Black and Asian community. And I would say the Black community, because we have a lot of issues, a lot of beliefs that are holding us back from doing what we are destined to do, to help each other. Can you just for a moment, take a quiet moment and think that if it was you, your father, mother, brother, sister, cousin, your best friend, even a friend you're close to, your neighbor, would you not want to have that life-giving organ to give you a second chance to fulfill your dreams, whatever dreams you have? So if you would have all of this, why won't you give? Makes no sense. It's simple. If you would accept, then why won't you give? So I'm asking for all of us to help others. because I was saved too. As I said before, my whole family came forward to test to see if they were a match, and none was. As I also said before, my friend Onyebuchi Odiaka came forward, but again, she was not a match. She decided to go on the paired poll. The paired poll is another setting where somebody who wants to donate to someone else and is not a match can go in with 4 or 5 other people. So if they match to somebody in that circle, somebody else matches their own person in that circle. So it's all done, round everybody. And the operation is done in one day. So everybody gets a chance, gets a second chance at life. So I will ask today that, everybody consider people who are on the transplant list, who are waiting to receive a transplant, because without you, they cannot continue. I am asking today that we stop and think, that we start to think about people who are waiting. Let's consider also that if we don't do this, is there anybody else who can? Is there anybody else that we can turn to? There is nobody else. It is us. And when we look at it, we think that, the next person is going to do this. The other person is going to do this. But it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So I'm asking that as Onyebuchi came forward to be on the PET scheme, you can, even if you're not a match, ask. Onyebuchi came forward, we were on the list. But God chose to reward everyone's effort by touching my donor's mother's heart to agree to organ donation. And here I am today, thanking God for my life. I received my organ in 2018. And since then, I have been campaigning for organ donation. I am passionate about it, and everybody knows that. I do not let up. I look for different ways to encourage others and to consider becoming organ donors. I also set up a small charity called WSH BME Network, which most of you either know about or attended one of our events. I remember when my journey started, it never crossed my mind that 3 years on, I'll be campaigning. I'll still be campaigning and motivating others to do the same. As I said earlier on, this is my third year anniversary. I'm over the moon. I'm still surviving and living my life. I spent an hour reminiscing about my life before my transplant. This was yesterday. I shed tears, but ones of joy. And also for my donor who died to save me and others. I plan always to keep Trésor safe. I am not going to give up. Trésor is the name I gave to my kidney because it's so special to me. Trésor means treasure, as the name says. It is keeping me alive. Despite all the complications that have come after my transplant, we are both still here fighting to stay alive. When COVID struck and the government said we would have to shield, I didn't know what to do at first. As I said earlier, I am an entrepreneur. I had a business providing childcare for parents with young children. It required a face-to-face interaction, especially from me, because I go first to do a risk assessment. I had to close my business down temporarily in the hope that it would only be 3 months and would be back in no time. But it was not to be. I have been shielding since March 22nd last year. So I've been indoors almost a year now. It threw a spanner in the works, and everyone was impacted: hospitals, schools, businesses. Mention anyone, and we've all found a new way of working from home. However, let's not forget that it has also devastated families, not just in the UK, but across the world, in countries, and people are trying to build their lives back. COVID did not only kill people, but also donations were no longer possible and operations were stopped. A lot of lives were lost in the process. However, our medical personnel did not give up. They also had to change the way they worked. I applaud all of you today for all your hard work. Even nurses who are mothers also had to reprioritize work, but most of them continued to work because they were thinking about others and not themselves. That is what a mother does. This month has had so many events. It was International Women's Day, there was World Kidney Day, today is Mother's Day. On this Mother's Day, I want to thank every mother, sister, auntie, cousin, every woman in the world who at one time or the other has thought only of how they can support their families and other people who need them. Women who are doctors and nurses, researchers, manual laborers, essential workers, I should say, rather, who have given their time up to go out and work to support those who cannot be out there on the streets. Also to those people, those mothers who stayed indoors and kept to government advice to protect other people from this virus that devastated people everywhere. You should all get special recognition and praise for your dedication during this period. We thank you all for all the work you continue to do, disregarding how exhausted you are. I say thank you. For those mothers who will deprive themselves of food so that their children do not go hungry, I say with all the gratitude I can muster from deep within me, I say thank you. For those mothers who continue to raise awareness about organ donation, Emma Johnson, Sharon Allen, both ambassadors who actually support me in all my events. Emma is Max's mom, Max of Max and Kira Law, and she is so passionate about what she does. She continues to work in the charity sector, providing support and care for others. Sharon is an ex-SNOD, so that's Specialist Nurses Organ Donation. And she's so passionate about organ donation that she continues to give. She continues to go out. She doesn't mind what time, what day. You just ask her and she say, point me the right direction, Hillary, and she's ready to go. I want to remember right now, Katie, who is the manager of the ambassador program, for the tireless work she's doing. And also to Sandy Sund, who is also supporting Katie to support all the ambassadors in the work they're doing. And all the ambassadors, I want to say thank you so much for everything you're doing for organ and blood donation. Giving your time selflessly. I say, thank you is not enough, but simply, I want to say thank you. I have not forgotten Sarah Jones, who just received an award for being the volunteer of the year for this selfless work promoting organ donation. She's been doing this for longer than I have. 17 years of illness, of operations. She's not giving up. She's continued to push and promote and speak to people about organ donation. Thank you, Sarah, for all you do. For those young mothers of tomorrow, young girls of today, who are mothers tomorrow, also looking to make a difference and performing great things in the background. I have met some of them. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You are all awesome. I cannot remember every mother or every friend, but I speak to all women around the world today. Thank you for your selfless service, be it personal or community related. On behalf of those you support, I say thank you so much. I cannot mention all the women in the world without remembering my mother-in-law, Julie Asumo, popularly known as Auntie Julie or Mama. She's been a strong supporter since I started this campaign, using her years of charitable work in the community to guide me on the path I have chosen. And I want to say thank you, Mama. You took on the mantle of mom to everyone in Manchester, and you have fostered lots of children without a home who have achieved their dreams through you, through your encouragement. I know they're grateful to you for your support, and they have come back at one point or the other to show you how much they've grown and to show their appreciation. But I want to say again today, thank you on the women you've guided and supported in the Moss Side area, across Greater Manchester. I know that they're also grateful. You are a legend, Mama. Most of all, I thank my mom, who brought me into this world, my first and only role model. Thank you, Mommy, for everything you did for me when you took me in and out of hospitals growing up. I know I don't say this all the time, but I want you to know that I love you very much and appreciate all you've done for me till now. Thank you on behalf of all my siblings for all your love and care, and all your numerous children in Benin City who might be watching or not. Those that you supported to become who they are today. Even if they don't come back, Mom, they are grateful. And in their quiet moments, they do remember you. We all love our family. Well, most of us. However, let us always remember that when any one of our family is in need, we all rally around them to support them in their time of need. There are people who are struggling currently and need organs or blood. As a family, we would want them to be free of pain and be well again. So would you not consider signing up to be a donor on the donor register? Even if you cannot donate whilst you're alive, you can sign up to the donor register for your organs to be used to save other people when you die. You could also be a blood donor. If you've been infected by COVID and your antibodies are high, could you consider donating plasma then? Reach out to the blood donation team on blood.co.uk and ask how you can donate plasma. They will be so happy to help you. The NHS Blood and Transplant launched the Leave Them Certain campaign on the 8th of February. The NHS Blood and Transplant is asking people to have a conversation with their families once they sign up to the register. But that's not all. They're asking also, as I said before, just start a conversation about organ donation. Find out who has signed up to the register, and if they've not, encourage them to do that and have that conversation with the family about it. People should start talking about organ donation. On World Kidney Day, there was a lot of stuff going on out there on social media, around the UK. And the charity Kidney Matters was putting out a lot of information on the internet. It shouldn't just be only one day that we talk about organ donation. We talk about cancer. We talk about all the other obvious conditions. But we hardly talk about something that impacts on people's lives. People come into needing organ donation by something happening to them suddenly, or they move into them slowly. But with people like you and I, we can give them hope. We can be their hope bringer. So let's continue to have that conversation and keep our families certain about our wishes. Before I round up, I want to remember the following women in my life and supporting me still, or just being there. I have mentioned that all through this monologue. My special love, Onyebuchi Odiaka. I'm forever grateful for your sacrifice. My sisters in order of seniority, Georgia Bello. My sister is the eldest, and I love her so much. Even though we do fight a lot, which family doesn't? And she was by my side the first time in 2008 when I had multiple organ failure. For those who don't know my story, you would understand if you go through the charities social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well. My sister was there by my side, and when I had the 2 cardiac arrests, she was praying. She did not want to believe that I was dead. She was there for me. Another person is Jaino Abdullah. That is my immediate elder sister. She came forward to test, and she almost made it. But at the last moment, I think my antibodies knocked her out. And there's Cynthia Keku, who is my business partner, and somebody who calls me every day just to check on how I am, how I'm doing. I couldn't have, gone through all this without my sisters. And Olive Akirimbola, people call her my daughter because she was always by my side. She, every day, is always by my side. And I want to say thank you to all my sisters for their love, continuous love, all through my journey, and they're still by my side. To other family who at one time or the other have showed me support. Evelyn Obo, Mrs. Mary Obo, Ike Afrik, Marge Afige. This is funny because I call her Afige. She is a wonderful, wonderful person. And when I was in hospital, she would always come forward to, she would always come to the hospital, clean me up, bath me, and, just be there. Even when I came home, she would come and she would come and she would bring food to the house. She would do everything. Things are not enough for me to give to this woman. But she has taken the time to draw me close and to tell me each time that everything will be okay. I also want to remember my friends, Toyin Abioye, Beam Williams, Uche Ozoka. I call her my wife because her husband is an adopted brother. And most especially, I want to thank Sally Penny, MBE. Sally is a barrister in Manchester, and I met her, when my office was based in Didsbury. And when I started my employment law degree, my master's in employment law, Sally has always been there to refer me to people who would help me. who would, advise me on where to go, who would show me how to do things. And because of this woman, I've met a lot of lawyers who have actually built me to think strategically, to look at, what I'm doing and think outside the box. I want to say thank you to Sally right now, because without her, I don't know how I would have managed on this, my master's degree path I took. I'm in my final year, and all my thanks will continue to go to Sally for her support throughout this journey. Another person is Mrs. Franca Odeka. She gives me support. She advises me on what to do in terms of my business. I can't thank her enough. She's always there. She calls once in a while, but when she does call, there's always something she has to say to encourage me to continue and not to give up hope. Ebayi Okoje is my sister from my childhood. Even if she lives in Germany right now, she would call me just to check on me and to pray with me, to thank me for thank me for everything I do. I don't know what I'm doing, but she would always say, the work you do, you were chosen. A friend from university, we went close, but when I needed somebody, I needed that encouragement, Glory was there. She would always attend my events. She would always give me feedback and say, Hillary, you're doing so great. God bless you. Thank you for all the work you do. It's all of these that help me to continue to believe in myself that what I'm doing is not in vain. Let's not forget Chanel Taylor. I only met her when I started my events. And Chanel Taylor has always been there to talk to me. She goes, Auntie Hillary, you have to keep going on. You are a strong woman. You will succeed. Without these people, where would I be? How would I be able to do what I'm doing? She's also a campaigner for blood donation. Judith Okoye, always ready to put me up at a place when I go to London for my events. Thank you, Judith, for your friendship. She's also my sounding board. She doesn't talk much, but she's there quietly in the background. I won't forget my sister, my friend turned sister, Janice Hansen. Janice Hansen has always been in my life, right from my children's primary school. And she's become a sister because she cares, not just about me, but my family, my children. Bumi Asekome, she knows why she's important to me, don't you, Bumi? Sonia Ereyi, I cannot mention everybody without mentioning you, Sonia. She's instrumental in my setting up the foundation of my free dialysis center in Nigeria. Sonia, I can't thank you enough for all your support, everything you do every day, not just for me, but for others. The advice you give, the support you give, not just to me, but to others. Thank you, Sonia. And they, my Project Parliament friends, Janet Smith, Val Benjamin, Kiana Leader, Mercy, Catherine, Kenye. These are all the people I can remember what a journey I've had and how all of you have impacted on me in your own small way. These women are women supporting other women. I say thank you. Before I finish, I want to consider everybody who is watching today. I might not know you, you might not know me, but I say, whatever you do, always, always think about others. And not just that, don't expect anything back. On this Mother's Day, I want to say Happy Mother's Day and thank you for your service to humanity. Keep doing that. Keep helping others. Keep supporting others. And never expect anything back. Because when your reward comes, you would least expect it. And it comes. And you will be wondering, why me? How did I get this? And you wouldn't know. It is that good work, that good job, that good support you gave to somebody that's being repaid. I want to mention my children today. Today is Mother's Day. And this is the card I got from my children. I'll read it out to you. My daughter says, "Dear Mom, you are beautiful inside and out. Happy Mother's Day. I love you so, so much. You have managed to do so much in a pandemic. You are honestly an inspiration. And I couldn't ask for anything more from an outstanding mother. Thank you for being amazing. This day is for you. Love, Roxanne." And this is from my son. Although I'm actually supposed to be talking about women, but I cannot speak about my children without mentioning my son. He says, "Thanks so much for everything you've done for me in the past year. Your support throughout COVID has been amazing. And I can't ask for a better mom." In brackets, it says, "I guess you could say that you're my favorite mom," as if you would have another. "You're probably going to get lots of kisses today, so enjoy them. JP." That's a card from my children. And this one is from my heart, my husband, to the most amazing mom on Mother's Day. And it says, "Thank you so much for everything you do. You deserve to relax and enjoy a perfect day, a truly perfect day. Hillary, happy Mother's Day. All my love, Theo." That's my heart. For all mothers, I hope that your family are appreciating you today and they're giving you breakfast in bed like I had this morning, and they're thanking you for all the work you do. I feel so loved and appreciated today, Mother's Day, and I hope that all of you are getting the same treatment and even more as I am having today. Before I finish, I want to say a special thank you to the National Lottery Community Fund and the government for having funded us for the past 6 months, helping us to put out a lot of events, do a lot of things for people, for our service users who've been coming to us to help them, to support them in different challenges. I say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And thank you for all the work you're doing with other community groups to provide support at this difficult time. Thank you very much. So thank you for listening to me today, and see you all very soon at our next event. Have a wonderful weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all mothers in the world. We, your children, love you. See you again, and bye.